Alright, a bit of a scuffed intro, but hello and welcome everyone to the Balance League Division 1 match United Poros of Runeterra versus Deja. I'm Kachka, joined by Vinny, and we're going to be bringing you this best of 3 tonight.
Yes, thank you, Kaxa. We had a little bit of a thing that delayed us, but we are seeing heavy focus coming out of these bands. The support pool very heavily targeted by the side of who is on the red side? I don't actually know. Deja Vu right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Deja Vu is on the red side. They've heavily targeted the support pull away from Lamps. Clearly not looking to see this Leona also taking away the Ornn for more heavy engage. Just to see what the response for that first pick is. It will be Jarvan. Not necessarily the strongest pick, but obviously going for this comfort, looking to maybe impact the game early with very early game ganks. Scaled reasonably well as a tank. On their side, on that side though, we have seen this. We've seen a Shen ban sort of scattered in the ban phase, looking at a number of different picks for the side of United Poros. So just looking to target comfort and maybe the best champs that Deja Vu has.
Yeah, and it seems like comfort definitely is a theme in this draft. You said Jarvan first pick, looking for comfort. Zyra can also a bullet that we don't see so much, but Deja Vu are just gonna go for it.
And it's a very strong bot lane right now with the Zyra Khan. Zyra really not terribly favored right now, though I'm not entirely sure why. As an individual carry, she is very strong. Maybe not the strongest in terms of her early laning, but she scales very well. And this is probably your best counter into that with the Caitlyn pickup. Looking to bully this lane around, you can follow it up with the Morgana or the Lux to really push it this lane. You could also go for Nautilus to just shut down Rakan completely, which in its own way provides pressure. A Bard, similar to the Morgana, similar to the Lux, you're looking for lots of poke in lane. And I'm assuming this is just a troll hover right now. We have an 80 carry locked in.
Maybe it is, but yeah, I definitely agree. Like the Bard into that Zyra can, first of all, poke, as you said. Second of all, you can also roam, so potentially United Poros looking for some setup in other roles, but middly, that pretty powerful jungler is going to be secured by Deja.
Yeah, Nidalee, one of the top junglers at the moment. If a way back can pull this pick off, it should become massive, because get into the Jarvan's jungle, start farming their camps, put them even further, put them in a hole that they can't really climb out of unless they make very excellent plays around the map and gank for their laners. Mid lane looks to be the target right now, which should favor Okada, as they have first pick. They get to if the mid pullers hit too much, they can take their pick of the litter. It will be interesting to see who they decide to leave their counter pick to, be it the top lane or the mid lane. As just 4 mid lane and bans straight out of the way.
Which gets rid of
what comes in.
Yeah, they get rid of a lot of blind pickable mid laners as well. So really curious to see what they're gonna go for. Hovering through a lot of champions, I think top lane here would make a lot of sense, especially if you want to go for something tanky. Or just pick Renekton. I mean, that's always an option.
Renekton basically has no counter picks outside the Quinn, which I'm not 100% sure we're going to see. So, definitely a good safe blind pick. With the Nidalee, you can also go for something like a set mid lane, not super strong at the moment, unless you want to try building Bruiser, or you can go for the Lucian. It's a very strong pick right now, lots of early lane pressure. And combined with that Nidalee, their enemy has a hard time dealing with that. Our fight seems to be the read. They think there's going to be an AD mid laner coming out, so they lock that in. It's a miserable matchup in lane, but you build into basically an unkillable, unstoppable force in that top lane with this. As they pick the Lucian themselves, they are very AD heavy. with this lock-in. Not an AP jungler or anything to carry that damage profile. So if a tank of if some sort of tank comes out, maybe you bring in the Galio or similar. Maybe you just flex the Renekton mid and pick an
Or
even
just go set.
Set also works. As I mentioned, the set mid, you can build this super heavy tank, and if they just stack armor, that should be very hard for the side of Poros to get through.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The AD focus is pretty massive, and said, as you said, we'll be stacking armor. I am curious how the individual one-on-one matchup will look like in top lane, because if a way back decides to focus, then yeah, that Malphite will not really have that much opportunity to stay alive in lane. However, it is really easy to itemize as a Malphite into an active. You essentially just need, your boots and armor vest, and you're almost set. So Demo, he has to do something very early on, in my opinion. Otherwise, he just will go fall off.
I mean, yeah, the Renekton always has the option to build the Blade of the Ruined King, which means fall off for Renekton is a little bit oversold with that build in the game, because they get to have quite a lot of consistent damage with it. So I do think, yes, that the Renekton will have to be trying to make early plays with the Nidalee, because otherwise a true kill threat on that Malphite is gone. So I do think, yeah, we'll want the junglers to make a move. We want Set to try and get as much pressure, not Set, Lucian to get as much pressure down early as he can, as well as in the spot lane. Caitlyn needs to be getting that lead over Xayah, otherwise she becomes kind of worthless. So there is a clock, I think, more for the side of United Poros, because they have two early game champions in mid and bot lane. Yes, Malphite will scale to be tanky, but with the full committal to this AD damage profile, Set will also be tanky and probably be more effective because they have the Nidalee on their side. They have the AP damage to try and burst through this Malphite, who, if he only wants to stack armor, will just eat spears and get half health immediately.
That is fair enough, but I do feel like this game will mostly come down to the early game and the mid game. And the reason why I say this is because, well, if you look at the champions, it is a lot about being ahead. You mentioned Caitlyn in the bot lane and Lucian in the mid lane. Both are, well, you call them early game champions. I somewhat agree, they're pretty strong early game, and especially if you can utilize Jarvan to gank those lanes, suddenly getting a couple of kills from Lucian and Caitlyn can be the difference between a win and a loss.
They do have a very good comp for Snowball. They have lots of ways to force picks and engage with Bard and Malphite, and Jarvan as well. So, and if Lucian and Caitlyn can get their damage off, they are still 80 carries. They still have a lot of damage with the double marksman. So, you don't, fall off completely, and they have very effective ways of Snowball. So it's not like, oh no, we have to, if we're not ahead 5k at 15 minutes, we've lost. But I think the onus is on them to make the plays rather than on the side of Deja, who can sit back a little bit and wait for that Xayah to start scaling up, become that 1v9 ADC that she has the potential to be, and rely on the sort of damage profile disparity to carry them through.
Yeah, I think this is our expectation for the game. This is what we should be seeing more or less, but there's of course that trump card of players just doing something different, and we see it all the time. Especially, whenever I'm casting VL, it always feels like to me that, all right, we're going into the game, the plan is clear, 5 minutes in, no one is doing what I thought they were going to do.
Yeah, if you've been watching Worlds earlier today, a level 1 can change everything. Who knows what happens? Maybe there's a crazy level 1. Maybe it all goes up in the air in the first 5 minutes. So we will have to see the specifics, of course. But very interested to see how it goes, and at least the Xayah can't have Synergy to go off, so very glad to see this. They're in tune with each other.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the champions were sort of just designed to be like that. So it's good
Yeah,
to
of
see
course.
the body of Deja Vu really sort of what's the word, capitalizing
Com-
on the champions.
committing to the lovers duo. That is
Mm-hmm.
absolutely good to see.
All right,
Okay,
you can see the runes. They're pretty standard. Just for the purposes of syncing, I am still loading in the game. I always take way longer. Phase rush on set, something that is common, but I still think it's worth pointing out that man is going to run you down, and he's going to do so very effectively.
Yes, and it is also worth mentioning tank set has been nerfed quite a bit over the past couple of patches. He is not the monster he once was, as he has had a lot of his base damages nerfed, and he's a much better bruiser threat right now, I believe, because of all the increases to his bonus damages, as we are already waiting for prod.
Yeah, we are ready. Just for the stream, we're singing up, so we're all ready. All right, we should be now synced and ready to go into the first game of the series tonight. Is going to be, of course, United Poros of Runeterra against Deja Vu. Let's see who comes out on top in the first game.
And as it looks like we're just going to see a simple 5-point start to show up to begin this game, we could see something a little bit interesting as Deja Vu hovers towards that top side, but nothing given away quite yet. As we see them, so I don't. We've mentioned the drafts time and time again, but I think we really need to see where this Nidalee is going to path. The cull in the mid lane means Lucian very easy. There is a good chance that can just be bursted immediately. Maybe look for an early play there, as try and burst down the low health AD carry. Who taking cull very very confident into this melee matchup. So not. Oh, we might be seeing a late invade come out.
Just for vision.
Just getting that vision of the Tri-Brush. They know they're giving a leash over. As both junglers going to start on their bot side. This is not the usual thing for Nidalee, who, I mean, can absolutely power clear completely by herself. Getting a leash, going to top side, looking to make early impacts in that top lane, set up for the Renekton Nidalee combo. Very easy gank setup with that, whatever it's called. Ruthless Predator.
Yes, this one.
That's the one.
Yeah,
I wanted to say Call the Meek, but I knew that was the Q.
All right, bot lane, there is an engage happening though, straight onto Lamps. He's gonna lose a lot of health, level 1. Not the best outcome, but it is still level 1, so he's not gonna have to burn any summoners.
Not gonna have to burn any summoners, no, but that is both pots down. That's a lot of early pressure in a lane that they should not be having this much pressure into. But we'll see how this goes out, as the damage back onto Xayah hadn't made her have to force her pots. And so far, Jarvan keeping up with this Nidalee, who is just a little bit ahead of who is a little bit ahead, taking full clearing her bot side while Jarvan had to skip over the Krugs. He should be there to make sure that Nidalee cannot impact the lanes, and they spots, as we see Freezy getting that mid shove early, spotting the Nidalee on her red bar fall. At the very least, spotting that those Raptors have been taken, and at the same time, Bauer being spotted by the push into the jungle from DMO. So using lane advantage to take note of where the junglers are early, as we might see a bit of a skirmish over the Scuttle Crab.
Both mid laners coming up. It does look like Bauer actually. Don't remember who got.
Bauer got it.
Yeah, Bauer got it. He just comes in for the smite, takes it easy. No fighting today, as both teams actually playing this pretty cautiously. You'd have to believe with picks like Lucian and Renekton, I would just expect a full 3-on-3 to happen there.
Yeah, and with Nidalee going to her Krugs now, she is basically conceding this double scuttle if Jarvan goes for it, which can set her behind quite a lot in gold and experience, as those are worth so much in the early game. And with the bot lane moving up from the side of the United Poros, they are definitely going to secure that. Of course, Nidalee, being what she is still super fast and not going to cause. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, magical journey into the bot lane. Good flash from Viking. However, the Cosmic Binding is going to lock up the bot lane of Deja Vu. They still get had though. Only Vikings flash has to be committed. It's a trade of sums. The flash for the exhaust.
That is impressive. It only cost them a flash after a great wraparound from the side of Lamps. They get the flag and drag into the double stun, and only the flash is committed somehow. Of course, we're gonna see this. This is gonna cause them a little bit of lane experience, and maybe we can see the bot lane from. Oh, never mind. They're just gonna hard push that. They could have set up the freeze. They were in a beautiful
Hold on,
position.
Freezy doesn't have any mana. He already burned the flash. The spear lands, and away back goes in for the first blood.
And they managed to punish the Airbush, doing very well not to just back immediately. He gets his boots, makes a roam straight away to the mid lane. They find Freezy, not expecting that, and the 2-man gank just gets that kill very nicely.
Hold on, Arbush doesn't have flash himself. Yeah, I do believe Hillier might be looking for that kill. Ooh, the Guardian provides the shield. Arbush on 200 health. Can't he escape? Well, that's going to be flash for the Bauer. He really wants that kill, but the exhaust under the tower. He takes one more. Ooh, the heal saves him, and Viking unable to find one more. But look at Freezy in the mid lane. Remember, he doesn't have the flash. He already used the ult. There goes the showstopper as well, and that's a way back with a second kill onto Freezy.
And we're seeing so many individual outplays coming from the side of Deja Vu that it just doesn't stop us. I know it's just going to be a small back and forth bit of trading in the top lane. We see they try so hard to catch Airbrush on his rotation down, but there's an individual outplay using the clutch exhaust under the tower, able to take down Bauer, who overcommits as we have a disconnection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wakad actually taking a bit of a break, but yeah, what happened basically in the, just to summarize, bot lane almost was a kill so many different ways, but now a way back, 2 kills on the Nidalee. I feel like that is our next big talking point.
Yeah, the Nidalee has gotten really far ahead. They found the setup in that mid lane, punishing the cull start a little bit. Also going for this tier, so no early game stats, no early game lifesteal. This Lucian is going to be quite far behind in terms of effectiveness, and that's not what you want. You want this Lucian to have this really, really strong lane pressure to transition into side lanes and be unstoppable. However, the Nidalee has gotten rolling. Now she can try and move this to the top lane, as accelerated as she is. Maybe take down the Malphite a couple of pegs. Maybe she goes to the bot lane, get her bot side of bot lane fed. Maybe she takes us to transfer it into neutral objectives. The dragon has just popped up. The Rift Herald's only a couple of minutes away. And with this such a strong power point in your jungler and the extra gold onto not your AD carry, your mid lane set, definitely have a lot of leverage and agency over these next upcoming objectives.
Right, and talking about the objectives, the Cloud Drake is the first dragon. So far unsecured, but just look at all the red side vision in this bot side. They have basically all the info that they need. If Bauer ever wants to make a play bot lane, they will know. And even though Viking and Arbush both don't have their flashes, or really any stunners for that matter, it will be very difficult for United Poros of Runeterra to make the play there.
Bauer's going to have to come up with a very interesting path. However, if he moves around through the bot side of his of his red side jungle, he could get behind them unnoticed. However, with the red buff spawning, they're probably just going to spot him trying to catch that on spawn. So they will know where Bauer is. They do have a very good. They're going to have a very high chance of knowing exactly where he is, exactly how to play around this, and maybe they can use this small moment of power in terms of they have the two long swords. The Caitlyn hasn't gone back yet to spend any gold. Maybe they can use this to secure that Drake. Maybe they just stall and trade it for the Rift Herald and move that into the mid lane even further, putting Set ahead. I want to see them. I want to see them try and move this Nidalee's advantage and try and snowball some of these other lanes rather than just getting the Set going.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. However, it is, only 6.5 minutes in, so Deja Vu have got plenty of time to do that. And putting Delusion behind is always something good in my cards, at least, because once he hits 3 items, he just is almost unstoppable, it feels like, especially when there's no one that's nearly as fed as him. So yeah, the Freezy being put behind, away back focusing on the mid lane, at least for the first 6, maybe 7 minutes. I feel like that's the right call. But I agree with you. Move the lead, top or bot. You've got the choice. Zyra Khan looks like a really nice lane. However, you probably need to set up with getting the flashes of Caitlyn and Bard first.
Yeah, they probably do need to have some setup around there. But Bauer overforce, really his only presence has been these attempts bot lane, and they haven't really gotten anything from that. They almost gave up a kill as well. So I don't know, maybe we see him go top, try and punish this Renekton who has been perma shoving this Malphite into turret. Malphite is 6, so the setup is insanely easy. Just ult into flag and drag. Just get that kill. And then, yeah, we can absolutely move to... Then, yeah, so maybe look to try and push the Malphite ahead. Maybe look to target somewhere other than the bot lane. Let the bot lane win on its own due to champion picks. Let it win to lane pressure. Let it try and do its own thing. Don't try and overforce it, because it clearly has not been working. And we should be good to go.
Hopefully. I mean, that's what it looks like from the chat, so yeah, just a couple of seconds because spectator delay pauses, they don't really work very well. Usually the chat messages come up all at once, every God knows how many seconds. So yeah, we should be finding ourselves on the way back. Yeah, there is the end pause. Let's see. We talked a lot about what we might think will happen, but right now, away back is in that top lane. General Demo going for a recall. It doesn't seem like anyone is in a hurry to make a play right now.
No, not right now. Charbin, yep, just being spotted on his red buff right now. So they have full information on the Jarvan. They know exactly what he's going to do.
That's interesting. Nilnin, I'm just gonna go with that. TP's on the top to the top lane with the Malphite right now, so it does seem like United Poros really not looking for the bot lane place, not even really considering that.
They're definitely not looking for a 5v5 down bot lane, that is for sure, as DMO is going to walk back to lane, so teleport advantage over to Deja Vu, but they have that pressure coming through. They've got the BF sword on the Caitlyn, so this dragon, it should be theirs if they choose to go for it. But right now, it's just Deja Vu pushing back into the river, trying to secure some of that vision, take it away, keep them honest about this dragon while there's nothing to trade for on top side where they are strong.
All right, now maybe a collapse onto a Katachu, at least. No, it's just Power and Lamps going around the middle lane, getting rid of that control ward. But it did look like for a second that maybe the set would be a target. You can see how fun it is to play Renekton into Malphite as Demo just deals 100 damage. Power looking for a gank bot lane, however, I don't think it's going to happen. He actually gets knocked up, and the Viking just kills him on a gank straight up.
And you're seeing disconnect between Bauer and the rest of his team. There was no need for him to go that early. Bard was not in position. There was no ult on him or Bard to really set up that CC. chain. Hillier was also way too far away to follow up with the trap, so it just ends up being a turnaround free kill to Viking. And Bauer, you trying so hard to overforce, and it just means that the dragon gets to go over to free as well. So 3-0, they're okay. They're almost 2,000 gold in the lead. They've got the dragon. Everything is going great for Deja Vu. And we were saying that the ones who needed to be snowballing were the Poros, who are not getting it going their way.
They are going to attempt a gank onto General Demo. There's the unstoppable force, finds the knockout flag and drag. Easy gank. Nilden picks up the kill. The Malphite and Renekton falls one down.
Yep. That's what I wanted to see from Bauer. Just you get the almost guaranteed gank if you go towards the Malphite. He is just so much gank setup for the Jarvan that can follow up. But now it's actually looking like the tables have turned and bot lane is going more in the favor of this Rakan and Xayah, who can just are bullying out the Lamps for stepping forward, and a bit of a leash. Bit of a wayward spear. They know where Jarvan is. It does force the buff onto him, so it's not going to go into the hands of Lucian, which is nice. It's a small victory.
Yeah, I feel like it is a pretty small one though. So, as you know, Lucian, you like your mana, but it looks like Freezy is looking towards that mana immune build. So it's not the biggest concern.
So he has mana to work with, no matter what. As we see. And now we see them pick up this Runeterra. They saw where Jarvan was. They guessed he was going to go to the bot side. So over the wall, into the back of the pit, he can take this. They probably only just now recognize he's on it as he moves onto that Scuttle Crab vision. It's too late for them to do anything about it. Khan and Set are in the area. That's just a free objective taken. So very smooth play coming out of them. They've had vision control over everything, and Malphite could be in trouble here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that 4 members of Deja Vu in the top lane, plus the Herald, he is almost certainly dead. Has got the flash, almost has the ulti showstopper into the wall, knockup with the Grand Entrance, that's the tower gone, and now there's nothing to protect Nilden. It's going to be Wakana Chui picking up the kill, and a clean dive. Well, it's not really a dive if you take the tower, but a clean play from Deja Vu in top lane.
Very clean play. Picks them up first brick in. The plates are shared across 4 members, so no one gets catapulted into the lead, and they're even going to get that second charge off onto that second turret. So that is a lot of pressure, and DMO should be able to pick that up later. Oh dear.
Yeah, Bauer is able to flag and drag. I feel like he's safe. It is a bit close though. He doesn't burn anything, so United Poros, they're not going to be too upset about that one. Maybe the fact that Bauer doesn't really have a jungle of his own is going to be the major stick.
Yeah, not being able to take that. There is no way he owns that jungle now. There's lots of deep vision in there, and they could have gotten that kill if it just been a little bit patient on that spear. Wait for him to walk even closer into the Ruthless Predator, into the stun. But alas, it didn't happen. Small misplay. But they still send the message that we own your jungle. Everything is ours now. And now they just need to shift their vision probably down towards that bot side, because there's not much to play for on the top side for a while.
Why, that's going to be the quickness. Arbush going in onto Lamps. The Tempered Fate is going to find Viking. The trap is there immediately. Oh, the Feather Storm, and Viking is going to be able to reposition himself. That's Bauer with the Cataclysm. But who is trapped with who? Well, no one with anyone, because there is the magical journey. Bauer gets out. That was a teleport committed from Wakana Chui, but at the end of the day, everyone walks out.
And yep, they tried to overforce, but they didn't keep track of Jarvan. They didn't know where he was. They should have realized he was on the bot side.
Oh, General Demo flashing it onto Freezy. Wakana Chui, he misses the Haymaker and the Facebreaker. Look at the ball lane though. Bauer finally able to find the kill onto Viking. So a failed play in the mid lane from Deja Vu. However, Bauer able to get a kill into his pocket in the bot side.
Yeah, Bauer hanging around for that repeat gank onto Viking comes up huge. That first play was a bit of a mess, but in the end they managed to force out a lot of the protection Viking had, which came up huge on that repeat. And that gives them a lot of pressure to set up for this dragon, but now a way back is in, and he has found a way back into dragon control, as he is the point of pressure. He is an individual 1,000 gold ahead of Bauer, so so him just showing up is enough to make the Poros scared.
Yeah, and it should be the Infernal Dragon unless Bauer attempts some Suicide Steal, which without a flash to get in or out, I don't think it's going to be happening. Infernal Dragon secured by Deja Vu, as we will have the Mountain Soul in this game.
Yeah, and this is a great soul for both teams, because again, with the heavy AD profile on the side of the Poros, any armor goes a long way. So those Ninja Tabi on the Nidalee and that set is just going to be so massive. And on the other side, a big Malphite with extra armor just means a big Malphite with even more damage. So
okay, another play ball then. Let's go. Flash burn from Viking. Tempered Fate goes in, and Bauer jumps in for the Cataclysm. Featherstorm is up, but can it be used? Viking managed to get it at the last moment, but the red buff from Bauer, I have to assume, kills him. Meanwhile, Freezy in the main line, just getting bullied. 1-on-3 away back on a killing spree.
And we're seeing Airbush trying to go around and make these plays around the map, and Viking is not playing with the respect. They're not warding for him. They don't pay. He's not playing safe enough against this, this Jarvan camp. He should know by now. Jarvan is always going to be bot, it feels like. So maybe we need to see him play a little bit safer, just a little bit.
Just a little bit will do. There's a lot of vision in the bot side, but it still wasn't enough. Somehow Bauer finds the gank, and if you're Viking, if you don't have your Featherstorm, because that just came up at the moment when he used it, maybe don't walk up. I don't know, especially when Arbush, he's just roaming around the whole map. So yeah, small mistakes from Deja Vu. They are still finding themselves 1,000 gold ahead. And the thing is that I don't think anyone can deal with Wakala Chewy effectively. Unless it's going to be 4 people from United Poros. When I just see Freezy try to deal damage to him, it feels as if nothing.
And seeing Bauer go full tank here instead of maybe looking to pull into that Knight's Vow, that Black Cleaver to try and shred some of that armor, so his team can actually deal the damage to the set. But we're gonna have to see how it goes. We see Storm Razor complete. The Manamune is complete. They're on a 1-item power spike coming into this Herald, whereas on the side of on the side of Deja Vu, we have a Bork and no other major items completed. It's just the Bork, just the Runic Echoes. So we're gonna have to see how far away they are from completing it. There's still a while on this Essence River, but they're just not going to contest. Everyone from Deja Vu gets here first. The setup is perfect, and Malphite's on the wrong side of the map. They just give up. They just cede this Herald for free.
Yep, there's literally no contest.
This was the place where you could fight. You had pretty much effective item advantages overall. So it will have. And yep, Jarvan is not going to be caught, but that's a mid lane tower going down to the pressure. And Nilnen is just wandering around river, not really pushing all that, not really putting all that much impact down. Pushed a wave in, and he's not providing any pressure. And this should be where they are looking to fight. They haven't kept the goal within 1,000 since like 5 or so minutes in, so it's not huge. So they've done really well at keeping the gold evens. 1,000 gold is not enough to worry about. Maybe they feel like they're further behind than they actually are. They don't see the gold, of course. Having a 0-3 Lucian is enough to make you a little bit, just a little bit overcautious. Your Jarvan is 2-1. He's caught up fine. He's still down in CS, absolutely, but he's caught up. He's found some golden kills. Hylia has a full Storm Razor, but yeah, now the Essence Reaver is complete. You're definitely you're definitely seeing this back in as this third Drake spawns. This may be where we see the fight. They
It
appear to
could
be
be.
posturing for it at least.
For sure. And I mean, Freezy completing that Essence Weaver, it's going to be an important spike to follow because Lucian technically is behind. Well, 0-3 at least you assume. Actually, let me take a look at the gold. Yeah, I was going to say, man doesn't look like he's behind. He's actually ahead in gold of Wakanda Chewy. And I really, really hope that United Poros will realize this. Because this should be the point where Freezy gets decently strong, and if you're going to win a fight, probably is this one if you can engage it properly, to be honest.
Yeah, you're seeing the 20 CS advantage plus whatever plates he managed to find in that mid lane coming up pretty big.
Gage
for
onto
him.
Nil. He's caught out alone on a flank. He's a very tanky Malphite though. I don't think he really cares too much as long as it's not the way back that is hitting him. He will be absolutely fine. The Dragon still under attack by Deja Vu. Temperate Faded manages to catch 3-0 and is positioning. Oh no! He ult way too early. That's not how you need to execute this combo. And now let's see what happens. Demo already picks up the first kill of the fight. Nilden is going to drop down to a way back, and that's going to be the magical journey by Lance. He's trying to escape, but it is just too little. It is too late. The combo fails and the game plan falls for United Poros as Deja Vu pick up 3 kills, maybe even looking for a 4th one power over that wall. Flags and drugs under the tower. That's going to be the Mountain Drake, and Demo is gonna chase him down. Where is this slice and dice? No? Okay. Guess he's not going to.
And yeah, it's so easy to see what went wrong. That ult was way, way, way too early. It just completely threw off everything for them. And after that, the Renekton is immediately able to get on top of the Caitlyn. It just falls apart for the United Poros, and that's exactly the fight you need. You're now on Soul Point. You are well ahead of enemy team right now, at least in momentum, if nothing else. At 3,000 gold, you're definitely ahead. And now it's just a matter of playing this Baron dance, playing these extra side lanes. You still have the Rift Herald to make a play on this mid lane, and that's gonna time out soon. So
yeah, knock up onto Viking. He doesn't have the Feather Storm. That's the flash already gone, and a kill picked up by Hillier. However, 3 teleports into this middle lane as well as a flank coming in from Arbush. He finds the backline with the quickness of Demo. He can't get quite in. Nilin is just holding everyone up. Bauer finds the double up with the flag and drag Nilin on the front line. He's going to get flipped back with the showstopper haymaker coming through the middle of the team. Demo, he dashes to the backline. He gets onto Hillier, picks up the double kill. That's the Renekton that you want to see, the one that gets in the backline. Have a look at Freezy. He manages to pick 1 kill up. Can he get any more? He picks up 1 shutdown, looking for Wakanda Chewy, but the set is just too damn tanky. General Demo is unstoppable in this fight. Goes on the rampage 4-1 in favor of Deja Vu.
And this was such a good fight from the side of the Poros. It was about the best they were ever going to get, but then DMO comes up huge in the backline, kills the Caitlyn, kills the Malphite, then turns on and kills the Lucian, trying his best to get something back. And yeah, the set just far too tanky with that clutch haymaker coming in. And all that, while that was happening, the Rift Herald was dropped top and just pushing freely. So got another tower. I did not manage to find that second charge, but that turns into a massive win, for Deja Vu, which it absolutely had no right to be, judging from the start of that play. Viking was dead the entire time. And Nilnan just, he was really strong. He was just tanking like 4v1 for a good chunk of that. You're seeing Freezy, he's 1-4 now. He managed to find a kill. He's still technically ahead in goal, but he does not feel like it at all with how he is playing, with what impact he is having on these fights. And that's one mountain Drake down. If they get the next one, Wakanda Chewy, you saw how much damage he took in that last fight, and they couldn't kill him. You saw how hard the time they had dealing with General DMO. That's only going to get worse from here.
Yeah. I mean, you did say that Freezy didn't have that much of an impact. It felt close for him to pop off, but the point that you said, like, actually being too tanky, hold on, I will have to hold this one. Bauer just gets cut out, and I think that's it. But yeah, Wakadachui just doesn't really care. We said straight away, this is a full AD team. And if you have a full tank set that just builds straight armor into a full AD team, he's going to be more useful than a Malphite into a team that has at least 1 AP.
However, he does lose the side lane because Malphite does
Yeah,
a
he
lot of
does.
damage.
Yeah, that is true. I'm just talking about the team fights generally.
I agree. I know what you're talking about. It's just it was on my screen. Him getting bullied around a little bit. Early Featherstorm coming out there. This gives them that opening, and they're not going to be able to take this Baron down as a 4-man unit a little bit too early for them. No Infinity Edge completed for Viking, and he clearly does not feel safe enough to play into this team. He's ulting very early, and that's not going to be down for next time Malphite wants to ult, unless they manage to hang out. But this Dragon coming up in 70 seconds, that Featherstorm's not going to be up, that Flash isn't going to be up. Malphite has a huge opportunity to just remove the main damage.
Talking about Malphite, away back is going to get engaged upon, goes Golem with the Zhonya's, Wakadachui jumps into the back line. Meanwhile, it's a fight without Freezy. This is a 4 versus 5 in favor of Deja Vu. Demo, he's standing in the front line. He doesn't seem to give a damn. As 2 kills already picked up in favor of Deja Vu. Magical journey for the United Poros to get out, but that is the soul, Mountain Soul, that Bauer now needs to try and steal, and Deja Vu aren't going to give him the opportunity, it seems like.
No, they're definitely not. He's
gonna have to try no to quickness pop. And yeah, that's the kill. Arbush picks it up, soul for Deja Vu, and they have the firm control over this game.
Freezy grabbing 2 towers on response in the top lane, it's absolutely not worth it. Again, DMO coming up massive, finding the flank and just blowing up that AD carry that Caitlyn is not able to do anything in these fights. And it just means that have the Mountain Soul. They are now nigh on killable, and they're just going to turn onto this this Baron, and I don't think there's anything they can do to stop it going down. That's just going to be burnt down. They can't respond to it in time. That's a 5-man Baron. Full Mountain Soul. This game is firmly in control now. They just have to set to sieging these inhibitors.
And more items being picked up. Demo going for the Randuin Summon. And he can just take all of the damage that United Poros are going to throw at him. You know, normally Renekton and teamfights, you're having your reservations, but this game, with this team comp against a full AD team, I'm going to drop those reservations. I feel like Demo can do a lot, and not only him, away back, 7-1 and 6 on the Nidalee. Of course, Wakadachui, he just doesn't die from this point onwards, and Viking is also getting there. So it's all falling in place for the side of Deja Vu.
The majority of the damage is these 2 crit marksmen, and this Randuin's Omen is going to be paying for itself in these upcoming fights, because DMO, he is unkillable at this stage.
Oh boy, Arbush going in for the quickness. No. Lamb's gonna pop the Tempered Fate, just works out. He's fine. However, Nilden on the flank. Is he gonna go for Viking? Yes or no? Let's see. Viking has got all the sums. He's got the ult. Nah, Nilden decides not worth to push the trigger. Let's just recall and reset and try and defend.
Yeah, you're seeing the rest of the team playing very far back. They wouldn't be able to follow up if he goes for it. And I feel like that was the time. DMO, yeah, he can rotate down, but you probably have the ability to completely remove Viking before he gets there and escape. Maybe Set keeps you there for long enough. Maybe Rakan keeps you there too long and he's able to rotate down, but you're trying to make these fights happen away from this Renekton, away from this Nidalee. Like, because Set...
That was close. That was very close. Hillier without a flash for the next fight. Against the Renekton, Set, Rakan, very much good luck to the United Poros.
Good luck to you, Hillier, indeed. You've been caught out a number of times in these fights with your flash against this Renekton. He is going to come and destroy you come the next fight, and he is just solo pushing in this top lane. No one can really come to meet him. He is so strong right now, and this top lane inhibitor should be falling on this next wave. It's just threatening Freezy right now, and there should be at least one inhibitor being broken open. They're going to respond now, and that just opens up this opportunity to push onto this bot lane inhibitor turret. They could potentially pop both.
I think if there is a single fight or even any kill that Deja will manage to pick up, they can as well just take all the inhibs and maybe even finish the game. That is how far ahead they are. And with this sort of siege, I don't see anything short of a miracle engage from United Poros to try and clutch this game up. You can see Hillier just doesn't deal damage. He's almost healing Demo.
There is nothing. He is doing absolutely nothing. This culling comes out. It tickled Airbush. Didn't do anything. There is no hope for them right now. They cannot win a fight. Honestly, if Deja Vu wanted to, they could probably be diving Nexus turrets and still be healing more than they are taking damage. It is absurd how tanky the top and mid laner for this team are right now, and they just need to be a little bit more forceful with their pushes. They can absolutely stand to be. They do not die.
Well, let's see. Do Deja Vu just go in all the way on this bot lane? They don't seem to be pushing in too far. Hold on, that is a massive temper trade. Okay, Nilin, you have to ult at the right time. Oh, the showstopper is interrupted. Double knock up in the backline, though. Viking is going to pop the first one, but look at the backline of United Poros. They are actually staying alive. This could be a good fight for them. The ace in the hole comes through, but General Demo, he's still alive. Makana Chewy up on half health, and it's a 2-on-3. Demo is going to take quite a bit of damage, but the healing from away back is there. Nearly low on mana. Flash forward. Demo is looking for the stun. Can he find it? Yes, he does. Onto Freezy. That's the face breaker into the haymaker, into the kill. Picked up by away back, and Hillier is the only one left alive. You gotta feel that this is gonna be it. So many minions coming in from the top lane as well as the bot lane. That Caitlyn, 2 items, it just ain't gonna do it. As a 30 minutes, Deja Vu are going to take the game 1 in this series.
They thought they found the fight. They found a massive engage onto the back line. They thought they had Viking. They killed Viking, but that's not the carry. The Renekton's the carry, and as soon as he turns up, it all goes to hell. And they take that victory 100%. Huge showing up from DMO there as he just brings his team to victory, and he has done so much for this team in this game. But that's it from this game. We'll have to see, can Poros bounce back?
Yeah, we have to see.
The next
I mean, just a bit of a shout out before we throw it over. I feel like Away Back also deserves some credit because, honestly, he was the one that set it up. But it was more or less a team effort.
It was a great early game from Away Back and Wakata Chewy, and I mean Airbush had great engages. You can see it in the scoreline, but DMO was the star of that show.
And team fights,
great
definitely
team effort, but he showed up so big.
All right, but we will throw it over to a short break, so don't go anywhere because we'll see if Poros can come back or if Deja Vu are going to seal the deal. So we'll see after the break.
Echoes beneath, in As a child, you would wait and watch from far away, but you always knew that you'd be the one that would while they all play. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream.
All right, hello and welcome back for the game two. In game one, it was a very clean win from the side of Deja Vu, and now we'll see if United Poros can turn it around.
Yeah, we definitely looking to see a little. We're looking to see them try and fix their draft issues, especially around that damage profile in particular. We want to see them actually push the enemy team. Not they can't just pick set, build full armor, and just be unkillable across against this enemy team, especially with a Mountain Drake roll coming in. They're already adapting their draft, banning this Nidalee away from a way back. So they're not going to have that. They're not going to have that easy jungle lead coming in, taking away these farming junglers. Do we see them pull out the Nidalee? Sorry, not the Nidalee, the Lilia? What else do they have in their wheelhouse for us today? The Lucian ban away is very interesting because Freezy did not look so hot on that.
I mean, I feel like it was more the reasoning of the damage profile, as he said. Like, he was still ahead into a set despite being 0 and 3. I think in context he actually did quite well, if you ask me. So I respect the ban, especially if Deja Vu aren't looking to pick it up themselves. Rakan is now an interesting ban, because there were quite a few picks that made the game, and Rakan was the one, well, along with Nidalee, that United Poros decided to get rid of.
Yeah, they're not so worried about the Renekton that was the star, but we're gonna have to see what their first pick is. The Shen, it was banned against them last time. It's gonna be picked up here. Bit of a three-way flex if the River Shen is something to be wary of. Probably not super likely, but it's a very strong pick. However, it's very open to counter picks.
It is indeed, but I said it can be flexed. You can move it around. Thresh is going to be the first lock-in for a Lamps. I mean, I guess the nickname does check out in the end, and we'll see what the next one is. That is almost definitely not going to be a Master Yi, at least I hope it's not going to be. Most likely an AD carry, maybe a jungle that we see locked here, or Ornn. Yeah, Ornn works.
Ornn. So that if that Shen goes top, you have a very, very boring matchup. Generally, you're just going to see both looking sort of the early game on the side of the Shen, looking to scale more for the Ornn. And we can see the submarine pick come through if we wanted that Twitch. Just cycling through picks here. We do see the Hecarim. It's going to be all in on the pony this time. Could see a number of supports go with it. Yumi is unfortunately banned out, so no cat on the horseback. Ivern Hovel.
Maybe just looking AD carry here, I think.
Buffed it up. I think an AD carry pick is definitely good. We could also go for a mid lane. We saw that the mid lane pool targeted heavily. That's going to be this Ashe.
Yeah, Ashe is safe. AD carry works in most matchups. It's pretty meta. You've got the arrows to engage for Deja Vu. It's pretty much settled. Now, do United Poros want to respond with an AD carry themselves and avoid them getting banned? Do they want to get a jungle? Well, what do they want to pick? One of these roles is just going to inevitably get banned out. Well, unless we see 4 minute advance, that's also an option. And they go for the AD carry.
Taking the Ezreal, it's a nice safe lane. So they might change their strategy up instead of hard camping the spot lane. Though they do have a bit more setup this time around with the Thresh. They might just be looking, and we might just see these 4 mid lane bans again. But I think they're looking to maybe play around the mid lane more with their jungler, picking this very safe AD carry with the Ezreal.
Right, both Orianna and Syndra are still open. I think if you are United Poros, you don't really want to ban either, because then that just provokes the ban of another. And yeah, they do leave they do ban the Braum, leaving.
Excellent ban.
Yes.
Braum is an excellent ban, so really strong into both Ezreal and Ornn. Really good matchup, really good pairing with Ashe as well. So definitely a strong takeaway. And now they get their pick of whatever is left open from the side of Syndra or Orianna. I think you're thinking not to ban that, as the Evelyn is taken away.
You can also.
Now it's just going to be an Orianna Syndra trade, most likely.
Could be. You can also just pick jungle here and leave mid lane to counter pick.
Yes, that is also true.
It's very unlikely that both Syndra and Orianna are going to be picked up by Deja Vu unless we're going to see some Syndra supports or Orianna supports. Both of them, I mean...
Or Syndra top. Shen
yeah,
can still flex.
or... No, actually. No, Syndra jungle.
That is
heck,
tanky.
it is...
Okay. We're gonna need to see some sort of tank busting come out, I think, from this mid lane. Do we see something along the lines of... I mean, we could flex the Shen still, so Corki is definitely an option, but that Kayle that was hovered just for a moment, definitely not an option. Sylas.
I think Sylas is fine, purely because of the ultis.
Absolutely fine. You got the Ornn ultimate and the Sejuani ultimate. That's already value coming out from Sylas. Has a free matchup into the Ornn to scale. Oh, but that's actually gonna be the mid lane? Oh,
no, I think so. You have to put Shen. Yeah, you have to put Shen support, because if you don't, then as you said, you have no way to deal with the tanks. And now with that Orianna, this is a very scary engage composition coming out from Deja Vu.
Yeah, and I'm definitely looking to see what Ashe builds against this double tank frontline. Maybe going for the Essence Reaver Rush, going full crit could end up being more effective. It leaves you a little bit open to the Randuin's Omen build, rather than going for that pseudo on hit with the Bork. As the Akali is the lock-in, going to take that into the Orianna. Breezy looking to make up for that last game.
Definitely is on a pick that relies on Snowball. Whether I like it or not, I'll have to see in game, because I have a feeling like if you don't get ahead on Akali, you're just giving Demo another ultimate to steal, and that ultimate could cost you a lot, especially if Demo is going to be able to get himself ahead. But yeah, now we see the comps, and we already said Deja Vu is going to be all about the engage, but what are actually United Poros of Runeterra going to do?
So United Poros of Return have the late game not quite in the bag, because of course Sylas scales very well, Orianna scales very well, but the amount of frontline they possess could make their front-to-back team fighting just nigh impossible for the enemy team to overcome, unless that Hecarim can get in and assassinate Ezreal or something like that. If they roll a Mountain Drake, their team is unkillable. If they can get any Mountain Drakes under their belt, it is going to be such a boon, with Ezreal basically building like a tank as well. I'm very interested to see what the response is. Probably going to see a few Liandry's or tank-busting items come out from the side of Deja Vu. I'm not so sure, though. Shen is going to have to persuade me from the spot position.
Well, it is technically a playmaker. Not sure how much playmaking you can do into an Ezreal Thresh lane, especially with the tanks. No. I have a feeling it's just going to be it's all about the stand United at the end of the day. You just press R on Hecarim or Sylas. They go in, you go in with them. It's all about the team fights from Deja Vu. I really want to see them play around the lane, but the longer I think about it, the harder it is for me to find a suitable lane for them to camp. The best case scenario is just trying to individually outplay their opponents like they did in Game 1.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And I think it may actually benefit Shen, as much as we all want to see proactive Stand Uniteds, to play super backline focused, play all about protection for the Ashe. If the Akali goes in, you try and taunt dash them, you save your ultimate for the Ashe, because if your Ashe goes down, you should not really be able to kill these frontliners. So I think you're really looking to protect Ashe more than buff up your horse in this specific scenario. Early game we could see proactive, but as the game goes on, you need to take more of a backseat role as Shen. Because dashing into Thresh is never going to work out here if Lamps has any reaction speed on the flank.
I mean, the interesting thing is that there aren't actually any targets to lock down if you look at the side of United Poros, which doesn't mean that they're gonna, just have a free pass in the team fight, because there's still undeniable damage and the tanks will die eventually. But only champions like Shen, like Echo, like Sylas that want to dive the backline, will need to make sure they hit Akali and Ezreal pretty hard, because if they don't, then literally they just dash away. They have a Thresh there as well, and if these two are able to kite back, then I have a feeling Deja Vu might, just might, because I'm not 100% convinced, struggle at some point.
And Deja Vu may, especially early game, I think, we're going to see those struggles, because Sylas takes a little bit of time to get the damage. Hecarim needs a little bit of time to get that damage going, especially into the Ezreal, who gets to build the Iceborne Gauntlet. So we should see Ezreal be very safe, because there's not, again, as you pointed out, not a lot of CC that you can really chain together to kill this Ezreal or this Akali, who will also be diving into your backline trying to kill your Orianna and your Ashe. So very interested to see how they navigate these team fights, because there is it's a very hard to execute sort of situation for the side of Deja Vu, while it seems pretty easy.
I mean, they do just go in
Poros.
at the end of the day.
Yeah, Poros have a very easy to execute composition there. It's just front to back. Ezreal stands as far back as he can with Thresh to protect him. Ornn and Sejuani keep him busy, and Katie and Akali just gonna try and pop the carries on the other team. So it's I'm having a tough time saying which comp I really would prefer.
I think they're pretty equal. Like, you mentioned ease of execution, but at the same time, Deja Vu also have got a fairly straightforward comp. They just go all in. They pop their ults at the same time, preferably on the same person, and that person just dies. The difference is most likely going to be in the execution and the early game. That's what made the difference last game. That's what's probably going to make the difference this game. And I'm especially looking at the way back, because he on the Nidalee was the big difference maker last time.
Yeah, he absolutely was. And DMO in those team fights, we'll see if he can have the same sort of impact on Sylas, Sejuani. And yeah, we're going to probably see Wayback have a good run of things in the early game, because Sejuani is not the strongest in that early game. Just wait to sync.
I mean, we're just waiting for the League of Legends client to get his thing together. Because it very much likes to... Okay, it's a pause. I think that means we're automatically synced up. I think. I mean, from experience, it never wasn't the case. So who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
So yeah, an early game pause. It seems like Freezy is the one that is missing right now. We see the summoners cleanses on both the AD carries. I like it a lot, given the amount of crowd control in this team.
Oh yes, absolutely, 100% necessary. I think what's something interesting is the. Actually, no, there's nothing really interesting in the in the runes to look at. You see big footwork for both Akali and Sylas, looking to be very safe in the early lane. You could have gone for Conqueror if you wanted to scale even harder for DMO's Sylas, but that's more a matter of choice. Do you want to save the lanes? Do you want to save the you want to try and survive lane a little bit easier with a bit more healing? I don't know. It's nothing special. We see the Summoner cleanse teleports in both mid lanes, so not going to go for any early sort of kills with an ignite or anything from this Akali. We see an exhaust coming out from Lamp Swallow and Ignite for Airbush. So Airbush maybe looking to get out on the map a bit, perhaps make some plays with this Ignite, because the Lamp's definitely looking to just play very safe in the spot lane.
Yeah, I'm trying to think exhaust against you, but then there is that Hecarim, there is that Sylas that are going to be diving into your backline. So you do want to have a way of stopping them later the game goes. And Ignite on Arbush, as you said, looking for plays. But I also feel like when we hit that level 6 mark for Deja Vu, they're just going to be out there. They're going to be making plays, and they're going to make sure they get as many kills as possible, because an arrow into a shockwave into an onslaught of shadows, just those 3 ultimates, should spell the death of almost anyone.
Yeah, it should do. I mean, with the tanky members on the top lane, maybe we see a lot of ults used for not much. There's always that possibility against a Norn and a Sejuani. But and but we that should absolutely be enough. The AoE on that should be enough if you find the ignite as well, just to top it off. Yeah, we're just gotta wait for the spores to go through though before we can actually get into the game. We've talked these comps to death. So how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fine. So far we spent a lot of time in the polls. 3 minutes straight away. This game, Bauer is asking, "What did you all have for dinner?" Uh, I mean, food.
Yeah, I had a curry. It was a while ago now, with it being 6:30 in the morning for me. So we'll have to see. What did you have for dinner? You just had food, okay?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a secret. You have to find out. If you do, I don't know. Well done, you solved the universe, or something. But yeah. That being said, I don't know how long Earth is still going to be out. Because one thing that I have to say is like there's this one hidden OP pick. If you go for it, you will win the vast majority of the games, and it's basically Tam Kench with Grasp. Like
Kench with Grasp.
Yes, when I tell this to people first, they're like, "How the hell does it work with all the range champions on Earth, especially AD carries?" Well, you build Titanic Hydra, you build Wit's End, then you build full tank. You need to have Shield Bash and Overgrowth in your runes. And you deal so much on hit damage that you literally 3-shot anyone and they can't kill you. You also heal a lot because of the Grasp, and it's like the most 5-hit thing I ever did in Earth. And for like a year, every single Earth, it just works perfectly. It's the most glorious thing.
Just spamming that W, I suppose, to get the great health and shield bash?
Yeah, the E. Yeah, you spammy max E as well.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's so weird. That seems like the last thing you'd ever want to max on Tam Kench in Earth. That is amazingly 5-hit. I could never have thought to think of that.
I mean, I realized it when I lost to a Leona with the same build, and then I thought for a second, hold on, that could work really well on Tam Kench. But anyways, let's see how many nerf shots.
Finally.
Yeah, and
no, I do not really go for Earth. Too many just blatantly OP picks that make me cry a little bit.
That's true.
That said, Shyvana, very fast at taking turrets if left unattended.
Hold on. This is going to be very interesting. Both teams 5-on-5 in the top lane. Well, we talked about Earth. I didn't think that the top lane 5-on-5 is part of this game, as the hook is actually going to connect onto Arbish. There goes the dive forward from Balor. It connects with the Arctic Assault, but yeah, no one dies. Just a cheeky 5-on-5, minute 1. The usual Summoner's Rift experience.
Yeah, okay, that was... Yeah, the Earth chat was on brand, because instant 5v5 top. Bit of an advantage in terms of health going over to Poros, but it means nothing at this point. They're just gonna reset. Just gonna get back to our lanes. Some red start for both teams. We should not see anything too interesting from these junglers early on. Should just both be going for these full clears. Bit of a deep ward in onto that raptor pit. I don't think they spotted that, so they won't know about that. Or Deja vu, so one side working with a lot more information than the other. For now.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see what they do with set information as both junglers on the red buffs. At first will be... Actually, I want to see a way back already moving towards the top side, looking to see maybe if he can punish Nilnin and play around Demo and get him to, a similar point as last game. That is a potential way to go about this game if you're Deja Vu.
Yeah, it's absolutely also a good thing to level up your Silas. Get as much experience and gold on that character as possible, because it scales really well, but it also has a really, really rough early game. So trying to guide him through those first few levels, going to be massive as we just see, yeah, a bit of a early trade going the way of Orn as you'd expect, but we're seeing full clear on that red side for Sejuani. Might be looking to have some form of contest on that top crab with the push in top lane.
Oh, that is a really good hook onto Viking. Flayback as well. Cleanse and Flash, both burned. And Hillier is going for a Flash himself. Flash from Lamps. First blood for Hillier. Beautiful play in the bot lane.
And Shen goes on a warding mission and they punish it beautifully. Lamps just landing a massive max range hook. Viking did as much as they could to escape, but committing 2 flashes under an exhaust. There's nothing Viking can do. Just gets cut down. First blood over to the Ezreal, which always a good sign. Always a good sign for your weak side lane. You're not looking to play to this lane, and if it's getting 2v2 advantages all on its own, that's just cherry on top.
Yeah, and Hillier will be able to just solo farm bot lane. Lamps is now free to roam around. You can already see him pair up with Bauer, which is what I love to see. Junglers with supports. Now going on to Wakala Chewy, who manages to dodge away from the Arctic Assault. He's gonna get flayed back. There's the Permafrost. Oh no, Lamps, that's just not the way you throw the hook. It doesn't matter though. He picks up the kill, maybe a bit suboptimal, but you take those.
You take those indeed, and it's massive that they managed to make that play into the mid lane for Freezy, who was being completely bullied around on the CS, as we see way back. Just Bella's Breath is a very good ability.
Mm-hmm.
He made an attempt, but that's not what you want to do on this Hecarim. Hecarim should not really be looking to make gank attempts this early. Just the early red smite pickup. Needs to just be looking to invade and try and take away as many camps as you can off the map until you hit that Triforce.
Lamps really doing well with those hooks, I have to say.
Yeah, Lamps has been on point with these death sentences. It has been so effective, and just you can see this massive this advantage coming up 2-0. Both have involved Lamps. He's been so effective right now. However, DMO is starting to bully out Milnen right now. So this lane should not be going this well for them. There's a huge experience advantage as well. Getting level 5 quite a bit before the Ornn. So the push is in the favor of the bot lane right now. So getting all these late lanes pushed in the side lanes is very good for the Hecarim, able to get in and steal a few camps away, picking up at least the chickens from the Sejuani, who now has no camps in her jungle. She just doesn't know it yet. So she's going to waste a lot of time before making her way to the Scuttle Crab.
And the thing is, because Demo reset before that play was made, there's no ganks to be made either. Bauer is just taking a forced recall right now. He does get the Bami Cinder, so it's not all bad. But yeah, nice little tempo play from the side of Deja Vu. But I need to see them do something more, because they are still behind. And whereas I'm not too concerned with them in mid-game, I would just like to see them make proactive plays.
I do want to see them trying to unleash the Shen a little bit more. Maybe, they're probably a little bit worried to do that because the last time he went into the jungle, he had his 80 carry die on him.
There is the gank bot lane. Remember, Viking still doesn't have the flash. He's got the cleanse, uses it immediately. What a hook again from Lamps! He picks up the kill. There's the Permafrost as well from Arbush. Can't he escape though? Burns the flash. Mystic Shot is gonna go wide, and Lamps with the Mad Life death sentences one after another.
Smurfing right now. They're gonna have to look at banning this Thresh away from him because he is just doing so much work in there. The Lantern play to get Bauer into this lane, the massive hook. He is doing so much. He is part of all 3 kills. He's taken 2 of them for himself. Whatever, he's earned it. He deserves them, and that's gonna turn into a Drake as well. It's an ocean, so Ocean Drake by itself isn't the best Drake for you, but it starts your snowball very early at 7 minutes. And a double kill.
Yeah, look at the top lane. This time, no Bell's Breath way back using that onslaught of shadows. There's the kill as well. Finally, again, that works in favor of Deja Vu.
The Heck Room responds with a good kill top lane. Getting that top side of the map fed is also good. It brings the gold. The gold is actually pretty much even, despite what feels like it should be a lot more. The plays being made.
Well,
Does this play go down? Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be important for them, and it's all in the jungle. You can see that the individual lead for way back is massive because he's been able to take these camps away from the Sejuani. He's been able to punish her for being in lanes, and so it's keeping them close. But their spot lane is quite a bit behind right now. And
Lamps has got Moby Boots. He can just walk in. Okay, no, he can't. Well, Kalachu is there, pops the ball, uses the dissonance, and he's quite fine. However, Viking doesn't have the cleanse. I would really love for him not to overextend, because he was already punished twice, and you just don't need to give up more kills.
And this Ash pick has been struggling quite a bit against this Thresh, who has developed a bit of a bounty for himself. So maybe we look to see Hecarim try and make a play down there. Can always be stopped, but this Sejuani is just setting up camp for bot lane again. Did not expect this to be the case, but you could definitely look to make more plays into the top side, try and shut down the Silas, try and boost your Akali ahead as well. This Thresh is roaming around looking for something in the mid lane.
He is indeed. But, I mean, Wakadachu has been playing very safe this game. I have to give it to him. Died once, but that is about it. And other than that, Star's got a flash, you know? Okay, you know what? Okay, no, good flash. I was gonna say I might have just caster cursed him. He gets out, though. He's fine.
Good flash. Manages to avoid the hook. Flash for flash. You still take that if you're lamps, but it definitely didn't predict it. Wasn't able to get it out. And yeah, seeing DMO struggle a little bit more as these items are coming in for on. But Thresh able to make his way out onto the map, have massive advantages while and try and level up the rest of his team. Shen is just struggling.
Okay.
This top side of the map.
Attempted gank in mid lane. As Wakada Chui is able to dodge the ulti from Bauer. Which kind of an unfortunate one, because you really want the Glacial Prison if you're Sejuani here. Especially if you're looking to contest around this Herald, as it looks like might see a fight. Or, just set up.
One has the push, so it would be basically suicide for
Okay, Hick over the wall. Remember, Wakadachu doesn't have the flash, however, he has got the stance united. And 08 Arbush gets in, but Freezy is able to pick up the kill before anything else happens.
Yeah, this and United just wasn't enough. Almost got there in time, but it did end up somewhat forcing the flash out of Freezy. So small victories, but it is looking very, very good for Poros. Yeah, sorry. And they're gonna take this kill in the mid lane. They're gonna turn it into this Rift Herald, and they've had absolutely impressive vision control, and this has opened up Thresh to make so many of these plays. Look at the vision around this Rift Herald. One ward down in that little corridor towards the mid turret was able to get them an extra kill, was able to open up that Rift Herald, and now top lane advantage that they had in the Silas and the Hecarim, it means nothing now. It means absolutely nothing, as there's now nothing on the top side of the map that they can take. Deja Vu gonna move towards that and set up some vision for this dragon.
Alright, we do see an attempted engage from away back in mid lane. He's able to get out. Hold on, Freezy still getting taunted by Arbush. There's the arrow, also shadows the engage, and ult after another Freezy. He's somehow still alive. Viking finally able to take him down. Lambs finds the hook onto Viking himself. Nilin goes in for the knock-up, and Ash has to flash away. Shut down, we picked up by Wakane Chewy. And I feel like we're starting to see the glimpse of it. He finds that Deja we have promised with their trap. Look at this shockwave onto 3 people from Wakane Chewy. That's a double kill picked up by the Orianna. 3 kills in total picked up by Deja Vu as they win the team fight convincingly against the United
They had
Poros.
no right to win that team fight. Yes, they got the early pick onto Freezy, but they invested so much into that pick. They got the kill onto Lamps as well, and that was a 4v5. Silas just getting to free farm in the top lane, get some extra plates, get some extra gold, get some extra experience. He is now a level ahead of the Ornn. This is a massive swing. They can probably convert this into the... Okay, maybe not with how low the heck room is, but they could have probably converted that into the Mountain Drake if they wanted to, but then they're leaving it for now. But that massive gold swing, it's back in their favor. The mid lane got a double kill. The heck room got so much gold in that trade. He is now more than 1,000 gold ahead of his lane opponent in the Sejuani. Some of that gets taken back with the Rift Herald drop, but that was not what that was such a great tempo swing.
And this is just what happens when you get rid of one of the damage dealers, because if you look at the comp of United Poros, it's only Akali and Ezreal that are dealing damage. You said they just killed Fizi. Well, they kill half the damage dealers, if you look at it that way. And from that point onwards, you know, it works pretty well. Okay, top lane, I thought it's a noodle fest. However, I feel like this might turn into something more. Hold on, who missed their ult yet? I'm not sure. Both of them missed their ults, and now it's Nilin getting jumped on by General Demo. Flash away, flash forward, and that's Demo solo killing Nilin.
Yep, and Silas got to free farm. Silas got the level advantage. Silas got to be ahead in what he does. He is going, and this is only going to get worse for the Ornn. And this is where Ornn should be shining, and Sejuani as well, especially in the damage department. They should be working with their high base damages. They should be fine, and the control of this bot lane is going to open up this Mountain Drake. It's 1 Drake apiece. Not going to be a steal coming through.
Nope.
It's going to be a Cloud Rift. So this is massive for both teams. Both love a shortened cooldown. The extra 30% CDR on your ult is going to be massive for both of these teams, especially DMO. He's going to love stealing. He's going to be able to pop off, get multiple ults off in a fight. It's going to be so scary come level 16 if they get this soul.
Okay, Wakadachu taking a little punish in the mid lane. There is the perfect execution. Flash away. Frenzy dashing back in for the shutdown. But the turret makes it a 1-for-1. So Wakadachu does his job. He manages to get it a kill. Well, get a return kill.
Yeah, Wakada Chewy, very clutch shockwave there, keeping Freezy under the tower and delaying it long enough for that tower to do its job and get the return. And that means the Akali, you're struggling here. You really wanted that to go much better because it's going to get worse as Wakada builds Azania's build, finishes that Seraph.
You talked about wanting to see the Sejuani Ornn in the top lane. I think you're getting to see that. Hold on, that Demo healing, it is absolutely insane. He managed to kill Power, looking for Nilin as well. Double kill together with the Arbush ultimate, and it's a massive outplay in the top lane by Demo.
The stand united comes in massive, so does the Kingslayer. There is no heal reduction on the side of the Ornn or the Sejuani. No Bramble Vest coming through. That just means that Silas gets to heal so much damage. That is enough for a huge outplay. The Silas is going to be unstoppable unless we get some of that Bramble Vest or something coming through shortly, because, oh boy, that was impressive.
It's looking dangerous, and we saw last game what happens when Demo has a pick where there are no inherent threats to him. And it really feels that way, as he said, without the healing reduction, there's just no one that can stop him. We have the Cloud Soul as well, which, extra ultimate CDR in a team comp. That is literally all about pressing R. I'm gonna say that's a pretty massive soul to have.
It's pretty massive indeed. And plus, you have a Hecarim. You just get a flat 10% move speed increase if you just got an Infernal Drake. It's very nice for him. Yeah, we see the Haunting guys coming through, so now he's going to do even more damage to these tanks as fights go on, and that gets upgraded into a Leandre's tournament. This is going to be... It was looking so good for the side of the United Poros as it came in, but that massive team fight, it swung it all around. The momentum is completely shifted, and we have to see, can Lamps find some back? We're looking to him, we're looking to Bauer. Of course, that gank in the top lane did not go so hot. Mm-hmm. Maybe we have to see them attack that bot lane again, attack that Shen, stop him from using that Stand United across the map. But as it is, the Rift Herald started up.
Yeah, 18 minutes in, and Hillier and Lamb still sticking in the bot lane. Actually, both bot laners just not really moving around. So this game very slow and very focused around just fighting, just either team fights or ganks. And it looks like it's Deja Vu that are coming out on top. Hillier, he's farming out, but I am kind of struggling to see if he can, carry the rest of his team in terms of the damage output.
He's also going for this Triforce, so he's going to be doing a little bit more damage up front. Mm-hmm. However, it means he's a lot easier to burst if you're Hecarim, which could come back to bite him because, you pointed out, as this goes on, he becomes one of two damage sources, and he is the consistent part of the damage. As
Flash from Freezy,
just gonna flash away.
Yeah. This is pretty big. The next dragon is up in 35 seconds. You can see all the ults are up. Demo has stolen the Call of the Forge God, and I think he just used it. Or hold on, do Silas ults expire? I don't think they do.
They do expire.
Okay, they do. So maybe that happened. Who knows? Another Silas expire.
May have expired. He may have just used it because it was going to expire. So, anyway, it's down now for the next, I don't know, however long. But that's not going to be too much of an issue come this next dragon fight, which is coming up shortly. Where is it? There we go.
Yeah.
So just coming up in a couple seconds. And you can see they've got control. They're pulling it out of the pit. They may just give this one up and look for the fight rather than the objective itself.
They're going for the objective. The arrow was used as a provisional engage. Demo, he managed to steal the Glacial Prison. Nice lantern from Lambs. The dragon secured by Deja Vu as Nilnin just standing in the top lane, pushing the turret. Demo is going to now respond. And overall, clean dragon being secured by Deja Vu. I will hold on though, because Demo is definitely looking for blood onto Nilnin away back. Now in the jungle, is going to be found by Frenzy. The Stand United just saves the Hecarim. You have to feel like a Nilnin in the top lane is just not having fun right now. Lambs is caught by the Shockwave and taken down by Wakari Chewy. Suddenly it's 2 kills for Deja Vu, and now they're pushing mid lane.
We're just seeing Deja Vu coming up with these individual outplays across the map. They didn't even have... Nilnan didn't even try to ult away. DMO just used his ult. He couldn't respond in kind with anything. So just a misplay. This Ornn is now 0-4 and Thresh getting caught out again. We are seeing a bit of a pause come through.
Another one.
A ping spike from Wakata. He's been having a bit of issues with his internet throughout this series.
But hey, he didn't have any issues with landing the shockwaves, and it was just a ping spike, so we're right back in.
Right back into it. It's all good. As we see, he's going to leave the game and rejoin the game almost immediately.
Yeah, it's just a spectator thing, but... it actually wasn't.
No, never mind, he actually DC'd.
Well,
Well,
this is a longer pause, but that means we have time to talk about the game, and I feel like we should talk about the game, because last time around I put Demo's success more or less under, away back's proactiveness. This game, though, it's all him, and he's 4-0-1.
And DMO, he has come up so big in the side lane, the massive outplay with the help of Arbush, and it's not all on him. Okada has shown up massive on this Oriana.
That's
Look
true.
to that fight around the Dragon Pit in the middle at bot side river, where DMO wasn't there. It was a 4v5, and they came up huge. 3-man shockwave at the end to seal it off. From him, he has been on point with these shockwaves. He has done so much work, and I mean, look, there are 4 kills across both of them, and they have done a lot of work. Looked really good with Lamps getting off to a massive start on this Thresh, but this top lane gap is just kind of making itself known as the game goes on. We're at a 3k gold advantage, and 2 of that is on DMO.
Yeah, and the Liandry's Torment completed as well. You have your tank shredding basically all you need against that team comp if you're playing Silas. And let's maybe try and focus to how can the United Poros try and win this game? Because, I mean, this game, I've been just focusing on, all right, how are Deja Vu doing, how well they are snowballing. But let's take a look at the flip side. What are they even trying to do against this comp?
So they've looked for a few picks, but it hasn't worked because of the Shen. So they need to be trying to target the Shen, attack the global, as has been said time and time again in League of Legends casting. You attack the global, that way there's no response. Now with the 2 teleports, that's a bit harder. That you can't. The Stand United has been the issue. So attack that mid lane, try and get that Ashe and Shen duo, make them uncomfortable, hit them with as much as you can, or you're going to look to these fights. They had positioning over the dragon, and they gave it up very easily. They weren't willing to fight. They're not grouping as a 5 in this composition, which is all about grouping. And I think they were scared off by losing that 4v5. But that's still your composition. You still have to play to that composition's win condition, even if you've lost as that win condition before. It's the best shot you have. Group up as 5, try and ram it down mid lane, and get some picks.
All right, and hopefully that's what we're gonna see them do. Freezy has got that gunblade working towards what seems to be the Zonius, and so yeah, that's what we are hoping to see from the Akali this game, being able to get on the backline, assassinate the right targets as well. I mean, Hillier, we touched on his Triforce before, the fact that he'll be, well, a very exposed target for the likes of Hecarim. However, it means he does deal a lot of damage, and if he can actually stay alive and deal that consistent DPS, pretty sure that is going to be just fine for the United Poros.
Yeah, that's definitely the way back into it. Huge outplays from Freezy and Hillier. They have the tools to do it. They have the gunblade. They're building towards the Triforce. So we're looking for that next spike. And around that Triforce spike, probably that's when we see the 2 upgraded Ornn items come through for Nilnen. We may see something built from Freezy and Bauer, I'm not sure, but that next item breakpoint is where we're looking them to make. I'm looking for them to make a big play, try and force a fight.
Hey, Arbush is gonna get hooked. Flashes over the wall. It's gonna be fine. Teleport was committed though from Freezy towards this middle lane, and it's maybe not exactly what the United Poros were looking for. Let's see if they can push this mid now. Kind of get anything done. The hook goes wide. Arbush is gonna be safe.
They can't get anything done with it. The Freezy teleport was a bit over-committing. I think you still winning that side lane as the...
Viking is alone. Let's see. Flash, Flay. Where's the hook? The flash was already burned by Viking, and the hook connects onto a way back. Not necessarily the play you were looking for here, United Poros.
It was a good attempt, but that hook needed to come out a little bit sooner. I don't think they were waiting for that flash. They didn't want to have the hook flash, but I think you just need to get that hook out a little bit faster. Maybe you can get the kill. but the Hecarim showing up just turns the kit play off 100% of the time. So it's unfortunate. Manamune has transformed. He's going back, probably going to pick up that Triforce now.
Mhm.
This is where Ezreal is probably going to be at his strongest for the rest of the game. You have to see what he can do with this power spike.
Yeah, the 2-item
And
Ezreal power spike,
Apparently,
it's...
it's not much.
Yeah. I mean, it is the
Uh,
caster favorite. We tend to talk, Corki 2-item power spike, Ezreal 2-item power spike, casted level 16, all those things. And I mean, he's going to be able to do quite a lot, I feel like, if he's left alone, which is a very big if. Because there isn't really any dedicated tank on the side of Deja.
Yeah, there really isn't any dedicated tank, and they are just going to be trying to dive that man forever. They're going to be trying to kill this Ezreal 100% of the time. 110% of their effort is going towards that. Except, never mind, DMO, he's built up an even bigger lead. He has got so much now. Luckily, the gold effectiveness is about even for these two players because those Ornn items coming in massive. DMO probably can't just bully Nilnan out of lane anymore. Though that said, he's still going to have this pressure. He's going to be able to rotate first to fights. He's going to be able, if they can start a Baron dance up, they can try and force these teleports out, and that means Nilnan has to. They either have to take a disadvantage fight or give up that side lane to the Sylas. So I want to see them try and make moves around this Baron. They're going to probably move into that after securing this dragon, though, which is where all their vision is. They've got that blue side jungle lit up like a Christmas tree. That bot river completely visible, and nothing really come out. They tried for something top lane. Gonna get a mid lane turret. No, they're not.
No, they are not. It is going to be...
Next wave they should, but
They should. Have a dragon focus. That is the name of the game for Deja Vu. Cloud Soul, we already talked about how good it is. Extra ultimate cooldown, Hecarim. I don't have to say anymore, it's just Hecarim. And they are setting up a death trap for Lambs. And he spots them with the Oracle. Hook goes wide, and now it looks like United Poros are going to have the control of the pit, at least for a while, because Wakanda Chewy is now going to come back.
Okada Chewy being in the top lane means they have to cede control of the pit for now. However, with their strength, they can probably force them off the dragon.
With this dragon, it is going to be secured. The arrow was used in the pit. There is the call of the Forge God onto the side. Nilnan isn't actually going to bring it back. And the way back is going to find his way onto Lambs. Teleport from Wakanda Chewy. He's coming from the top side, finds the shockwave. He's going to flash away. He manages to find one kill already, and it's 2 for the side of Deja Vu as Nilnan running away. That Ornn very tanky flash over the wall maybe is fine. The way back, hesitating about going right back in. Freezy though caught out with the chains. Perfect execution is not going to be perfect as he blows this stopwatch. Tries to flash but not quite over the wall. Demo goes unsolvable, and that's 3 kills in trade for the dragon. And I'm gonna say that Deja Vu still comes out on top.
And Deja Vu absolutely does come out on top with that 3rd kill going down. That means they can move straight away to the Baron. The jungler is dead. The Kali is dead. The Ornn has no ult. This is just going to be an easy pickup for them. Maybe they can try and force them off, but I don't think it's going to happen.
They're too
not
late.
even going to try.
The Baron DPS is just too good from Deja Vu. Technically, Lamps is now behind the pit. If he throws the hook now, I did hold my breath there, but the hook wasn't even aimed at the Baron. Arbush is over the pit. No stopwatch already. Will he be able to get him? He should be. There's the Shadow Dash over, and he's fine. Baron buff picked up by Deja Vu.
Baron buff picked up, and that's going to help out their side lane pressure from the Sylas even more. He was already banging on turrets beforehand. Now he's got a buffed up wave that Nilnan cannot clear. This is going to be probably the way they break open this game even more. They're already 5,000 gold ahead, and they've only got 1 turret. There is so much standing gold for them to pick up and use to break open this game. That's completed Leandri's on both of the mages. The 5-0 and 3 Silas, 5-3 and 3 Oriana. Orc, Runan's completed. They're very strong right now, and it's looking rough. It's looking rough. They did stop the Dragon Snowball for the side of Poros, but it's still not looking good for them, as they're just going to be shoved as another turret finally falls.
Yeah. Try for that stance for away backs Hecarim. That is one hell of a scary pony. He is just going to be rampaging through United Poros, and they have 3 tanks, so they shouldn't just fall to him. But in terms of damage output, they are being outdone by magnitudes. And yeah, Hillier and Freezy are really gonna have to step up. Demo though, maybe out. Ooh, the ultimate misses from Nilnin. Knockup doesn't quite connect. Freezy still dashing in. Look at all the healing that Demo has, and now a way back is on his way in as well. The perfect execution out. His stunt United was committed by Arbush. And a hijack Call of the Forge God connects onto Nilnin, knocks him up. That's going to be the dash away, but the chains follow through, and Demo goes dominating. Meanwhile, in the jungle, Lamps is going to get caught out. Viking on a killing spree. And Deja with 2 more kills are going to take down that tier 2 bot lane.
And again, we pointed out last time DMO made a massive outplay. There is no healing reduction at all. Silas's Kingslayer coming up massive, and you absolutely have to find a way to reduce that. Otherwise, that's just going to keep happening. Need some sort of it. You needed a Bramble Vest. He's going towards this Locket, which is not going to do anything except delay the inevitable if you try that again. Are they just going to push for the end?
Deja seem to be pushing for the end. The Shockwave connects onto Bauer. First Nexus start already falls. As the flash engage onto Viking. However, Bauer himself just doesn't have enough damage. Sejuani does not take those. Freezy is able to pick up a kill onto a way back. Demo is going to get exhausted by Lamps. 4-man stack from Deja Vu. They still have 4 cannons as well, just pummeling the base of the United Poros. Lamps trying to escape from a cannon. Chewy goes unstoppable. The hook still connects onto him, and it's gonna make him eat 2 turret shots. The minion waves are coming through. Freezy into the back line. Call of the Forge is going to be pushed as well. Chewy falls down. Viking goes down as well, and it seems that United Poros still have some fight in them. That's a shutdown picked up by Hillier. With 4 kills, they should be able to stall the game for longer. I don't know if they can get onto Arbush. They're gonna certainly try. Shooter Barrage is going to come out. Freezy, he's still on the chase. He doesn't give up. Let's go. Level 16 versus level 13. There is the slow from the Hextech Gunblade. And Freezy, called by the Super Means, is going to drop it. But United Poros of Runeterra stay alive in this game.
And that is Deja Vu just trying to play with their food, trying to wrap things up as quickly as possible. They want to go to bed. They try so hard to finish there. They get one of the turrets, but the Baron buff kind of trolled them a little bit because those cannons were just staying out of range of the tower.
Oh, hey, back. That's not where you want to be finding yourself. He dashes straight into the pit with the onslaught of shadows. The dragon, it's going to be secured by Bauer. Way back now, stuck in the pit without a way out. And Bauer just takes him down.
Okay. That was a little bit interesting, shall we say?
Yeah,
going over, just not ulting out. It's not going to solve point. It's not a major advantage that is going to put them out of the game. It puts them to soul point, but it doesn't give them soul, is what I meant. There's no need to go that hard to try and steal the Cloud Soul. You're still in position. You've given over another kill, given them a bit more time to just scale up and get some gold back on their carries and tanks. Gold is back to 5,000. It was looking a lot more than that just a little bit ago. But Hillier, the big recipient there, he is one of the highest golds in the game, just falling short behind DMO. And Wakada, he's got the upgraded Triforce. It is down to him to win this game.
Yeah, the hook doesn't result in too much. However, it is a death brush by Deja Vu. They're waiting for Lamps or anyone really to walk forward. Demo, he's level 18. Just let that sink in for a moment. The hook is gonna go wide as well. As United Poros, they're playing on the knife's edge, but Baron is the next objective, and there is a wave in the bot lane, needs to be answered by Freezy.
Yeah. And without that Akali being
Hold
able
on,
to
Lambs, he's
respond
gonna now get caught out, surely! It's just blown up, General Demo picks up this kill, and that could be all that Deja Vu need to pull the trigger on the Baron.
That's absolutely all they need. They are going to be given a 4v5 if nothing else. Ornn is still trying to deal with the wave, and DMO is just playing bouncer. He's going to try and hunt out this.
Oh, Bauer.
He's
He
found it.
can't even get away. He gets into the pit. The Baron is dropping low. Bauer goes golden. He's gonna come out right now. The Baron, it's secured by Viking. Both junglers miss their smites. However, it doesn't really matter if you're Deja Vu because you're still coming out on top in this fight. Let's look at the stand. United Darvish goes on to Hillier. Class is going to be burned by that Ezreal. Is no much longer for this world. Freezy able to zone away as Hecarim trying to get in. Oh no, Call of the Forge gone. That's a bit of an oopsie. Way back. Can he stay alive? Yes, he can. The shield just making him keeps him going. Only a kill. That was all. That resulted in this fight. Well, in the Baron, of course, for Deja Vu. But apart from that, one kill.
Only one kill. However, they got the Baron. They can just reset and start their push again. They can just try and barrel down the middle lane, open up another inhibitor, and then maybe get this final kill. There's still a couple of minutes till the dragon. That might be the next big fight unless they hit the base hard. And yeah, they're back. They're definitely back in the driver's seat. They never really left, of course. But Deja Vu, they're looking to win this game very cleanly after that slight fumble around the Nexus.
Right, the inhibitor has now respawned, which means effectively a lot of gold was just funneled into Freezy because he was the one picking up the waves. You can see almost the death cap completed, but it doesn't change the overall state of the game. As you said back in the driver's seat, and yeah, it feels like they're back, but they never really left it, as you have mentioned, because they were always in control. And now, yeah, it's time to really put the full stop at the end of that sentence, say, we are Deja Vu, we are looking to get a 2-0 in this series. Stop us if you can, but we know that you can't.
DMO back in the side lane, no one can match him. He's just going to knock on this inhibitor eventually. Just got to bring his wave up. There's very little they can do. They could try and send the Hecarim into the top lane and push in a bit of a 1-3-1, but I'm just going to play it very safely. Hecarim resetting now, picking up a full BF sword. He's going for that GA. We see the Void Staff come through. They are coming through from both the mages. They are very much ready to shred through these tanks.
All right, the Cloud Dragon. It's up in 5 seconds. Deja Vu will want to put themselves at soul point after that last overcommit. It feels to me as if they're taking the opposite approach of playing it a bit too slow, at least for my liking. However, if they really want to play around this Cloud Drake, then why not? That ult was a bit close from Hillier, but it doesn't matter. The end result is still the same. Now we're at soul point for both teams. In 5 minutes, I can confidently say that one team would have won the game. Yeah, it will be the game-deciding fight.
There will be a fight in 5 minutes. With that Baron, they definitely could have pushed a bit more. In the end, that Baron got them a Drake. That's all. It's worn off. They don't have the siege potential that they want.
Teleport from Freezy. That's the full-on engage from United Poros and Freezy. He's trying to dash into the Baron. He gets onto both Viking and Wakaratui, but both of them somehow staying still alive. Wakaratui finally falls down, so does Viking. And United Poros are somehow coming out on top in this teamfight. General Demo goes gold and Hillier is on a rampage. 3-4-0. That's a teamfight won for United Poros.
It's a teamfight won, but what can they get out of it? Probably nothing. The minions are just winning on the mid lane turret. That is just going to survive. But they get some gold back. They get some. That's it. They get some gold. That's all they get out of that massive fight. They blew their load a little too early, and it means that, of course, now not a way back. Deja Vu has to be scared. They have to go, hang on. We lost that fight. We should never lose that fight.
Mm-hmm.
Gold is actually getting closer and closer with those
It starts not to
those
matter as well.
ornaments coming through. It means less and less as time goes on, and it's got about, say if it's about 1,000 gold per ornament, it's another 4,000 gold. They're only about 1,000 gold ahead now for Deja Vu.
And you can see the impact that the Rabbit and Death Crown has when Freezy dives into the backline. He found both Viking and Wakata Chewy instantly. Their health was basically gone, with Wakata Chewy just narrowly surviving and then getting finished off by the rest of the team. But I think it gives us a very clear picture of how the team fights are going to do. Deja Vu, they need to protect their backline. If Freezy is able to get on, it's probably a lost fight. On the other side, if Freezy is blown up before the fight, it's almost definitely going to be a win for Deja Vu.
And it needs to be the Deja Vu starting the fights if they want to win this, because they need to be able to disrupt they need to be able to disrupt the front to back nature of this composition from the Poros. They have so much ability to disengage with and play around with the Thresh and the two tanks, but if
I was just going Flash.
Okay. That was a mispress.
Yeah, that was definitely a misclick, and I have a feeling I don't think it's gonna cost them that much, but you are missing that opportunity to do the Taunt Flash, and hey, you never know when it might come up.
The Taunt Flash could be massive against Freezy. Or Hylia. You have to see what they go for.
It's gonna be the Baron. It's all about the Baron, the mind games.
We have this Baron now. The Glacial Prison on this Silas. They can make the pick if one of the carries steps too far forward.
But will they?
Whispers in as well.
Yeah, you can see
tanks will melt.
And these teams are just so ready to get fighting. Slams walks over the wall. The trigger is not pulled. Demo is sitting on that Glacial Prison. Sejuani ultimate, really good way to start off fights, no matter which team you are on. Freezy and Power walking in. Oh, this is so tense. Teams they just refuse to go anywhere else.
Neither team wants to make the first move in case it's the wrong move. DMO making his way to the bot lane, going to get that shoving into this inhibitor.
Finally, some split push. He has the teleport, of course. And Nilnan is the only one with TP that could match him, but that's not really ideal if you are the United Poros. However, oh no, it's the Dragon. Okay, that's where the teams have to fight. There's no way. And the Baron, they could just play around because no team really needs the Baron right now. But the Cloud Drake, they're just not going to give it up.
Cannot afford to give up this soul. It is only a Cloud Soul, so it doesn't win the game instantly.
Well, Hecarim.
But it's... You don't want to be giving it up at all.
Okay, ooh, Bauer goes in. Is that going to pull the trigger? No. Somehow Deja Vu don't punish this. Well, mistake. Technically wasn't punished, so... Yeah.
Very hard to punish that Sejuani. Quite a tanky pig. We're seeing posture. The posturing is currently an advantage for the side of the Poros.
Demo looking for a flank. He's so close to Forge Gold. Hold on, the Dragon is dropping solo. The arrow is going to come in. Does it dive in? It's stolen by the side of Deja Vu, but now we're in the proper team fight. The Shockwave from Wakata Chewy is going to kill Lamps. Look at Hillier and look at Freezy. They are the two people you need to watch. In the backline, Viking is just getting chunked down by Nilin, and Freezy is just getting taken on by a way back. This fight is all over the place. Utter chaos on the Rift. Nilin is going to be able to just survive the ignite by the way back, looking to change that now. Nilin still somehow alive. Oh no, Hillier maybe a bit too far forward, manages to take the AD carry. It's a 1-for-1 trade with the ADs both going down. Demo though, he's still alive. He might be the difference maker. He manages to hijack that Glacial Prison. He hits it onto Bauer through the flash. Wakata Chewy takes him down, and that just might be it. That might be what Deja Vu needs to finish up the game as they take 3-for-1. They have the Cloud Soul, and now they're pushing
absolutely be what it needs. That's a 3-for-1. They don't have their AD carry, but they don't really need it. They have DMO, they have Wakata to do the damage to the towers. It's all up to Freezy and Nilnan. Call of the Forge God coming up. Perfect execution available. What can they do?
Shockwave. Oh, look at that from Mechanic Chewy. As Freezy goes golden, but it's all done and dusted here. Deja Vu, they are going to, after a long and grueling game, take the Nexus as they take the series 2-0 over the United Poros of Runeterra.
And it all comes down to that Dragon Soul team fight. It was looking very good for the United Poros. They looked like they could bring it back, but in the end, the final fight goes over to Deja Vu, and Deja Vu, they win 2-0 on a really hectic and close game.
Yeah, I mean, that second one was definitely a back and forth match with, both teams just trading blows. However, it was still most of the time the side of what's it called, Deja Vu, that were on the front foot. That one team fight maybe gave us some hope for a 3-game series, but no, it is all shut down. They steal from a way out, a way back, and they managed to clutch it in the end.
They absolutely do. And we will be waiting on going to an interview with the man of the hour himself, DMO. This guy has been a massive carry on both of these games. Whew. Very excited. Very exciting game. I'm very glad I woke up to watch this, to cast this series.
I mean, I guess that's one way to wake up.
That definitely is. DMO is available.
Yeah, I mean, if DMO is ready, then just drag him in. Okay, we are now here with Demo, the victorious top laner, the Renekton connoisseur, and the Silas that doesn't seem to have any anti-healing against him.
Yeah, that was interesting. We did make it very, very messy that second game. Yeah, I thought they were going to build healing reduction, but considering I was able to heal up so much, yeah, it was
came in at the end, but it was already too late.
Yeah, I mean, well, we threw bot because we said we were going to try and limit test one fight, and that was where they aced us in the base. And then when I TP'd mid, I thought, okay, I'll rotate over, but they were pretty quick on that. To be fair, we didn't expect that, and then they caught us in the choke. They won another fight. We knew we had to just take it slow after that, back to basics, and then we win the soul fight 50-50, and then we win the game just. But yeah, the Akali Ezreal did not make that easy.
They absolutely did not.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the obvious question is, is this sort of the what you came into the series planning? Like, you're just gonna play the top lane and somehow just come out on top in both matches and get through the team fights or not?
Well, Ma has been he's been preparing pretty well, but we knew game one we just wanted to try and play around in Italy, try and give her the strong lanes, even if Renekton blind into the Malphite, it's not very good. But the fact that it's an oppressive lane just means it's very hard for them to handle in Italy. Didn't quite work out top, but we managed to punish Lucian, put him behind, and then game two we knew the Ornn was coming, and I said, okay, we can put the Shen somewhere else, and I can take the Silas as a counter pick. We did that, it worked out well. But yeah, just kind of, when you do your research and you do your homework, it makes it very, very easy when it comes to drafting. Ma was, very good at that. He's a good coach, so made it easy.
So you obviously had counters and responses to all sorts of picks. The Akali coming up in the last pick, I assume you were expecting that as well?
No, I think Freezy messaged Jack over Karachi saying that he wanted Syndra, but Lamps didn't have it. So I think that was kind of funny. But to be fair, he played it very, very well. He did exactly what he needed to do. He was in our backline constantly, just causing havoc. He made my life difficult where I couldn't just go on the Ezreal. I had to choose if I wanted to try and fight the Akali myself, or try and go for their backline. In the end, they jumped us, and it worked. But no, regardless of the the mess up, he played it very, very well. But we just managed to get over the line.
Well, thank you, DMO. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
And I think that should be all from us tonight.
Yeah. I think it is. It's so yeah. Thank you for joining. Congrats on the win, and thank you all for watching what has been a very hectic series towards the end. And make sure to follow the Twitch so you'll know when we're back. But for now, that's it. So have a good night.